Good evening, everyone. You are listening to the Hookah N Headlocks Podcast, episode 11. Tonight we'll be recapping this past week's Smackdown and Raw. I'm Cameron, and I'm accompanied with Anthony.
Hello.
Joe.
Hello.
Archie.
Hello.
Hi. John.
Hello.
And we're in a bit of a different rotation than usual tonight, boys. Anthony, what are we having today?
I'm smoking. What am I smoking? Element green soda, which is like cucumber lime, dark unicorn azure, and Bermuda mint.
Joe, how about yourself?
I'm smoking the Reggie Corner Special, which is a Dahlia Collier Ice. Collier? Wow, where'd you get that from? And AC and Richard love that. And Alaskan Ice.
Archie?
I am smoking Tangiers Raspberry Iced Tea mixed with Darkside Skyline mixed with Azure Alaskan Ice. John, what are you smoking?
I'm smoking Darkside Cola and Darkside Supernova.
Ooh. And I'm smoking Tangiers Raspberry Iced Tea with cane mint.
How is it?
Not bad.
So not a pungent, hey?
It's not as bad as like the normal Tangiers Raspberry Ridge.
Or compared to peach iced tea? Have you had peach iced tea yet?
No, I haven't had it.
If you ever do have a chance, it's nice, but it's
Potent.
way more than that.
Especially
it's a lot more
with peach.
smokable raspberry.
Because especially with peach flavours, they're very potent.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, moving forward into the Smackdown, this happened this past Friday. We had the kickoff match, the kickoff of the show, which was Charlotte and Bianca putting a little handshake agreement to say that she won't interfere. If you guys remember that.
Yeah, I do. Asuka, well, there's a little bit more to come, but actually, I'm going to reserve my comment. I'm not passing the buck, but I'm going to reserve my comment until the end, until we get to the end of the segment with all those women. Archie, do you want to give your thought on that?
I just want to say right away, you can tell the difference in star power for the women's division when Charlotte Flair is on and off the screen. She handled it. She handled that promo very well, and she lifted Bianca, who's not exactly one of the more stronger in the division on the mic. Yeah. But it ended up being a really good segment going back and forth. But Charlotte, she is the number one for a reason.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
And very face-like for Charlotte.
It was.
Which isn't our usual self.
Yeah, because we're always used to her being like a cocky heel, and she always, even as a face, she was generally coming off a bit more
arrogant,
heelish than usual. But this promo,
well, it was in her hometown.
Yeah, so they have to take that into account.
We actually had a couple of hometown.
I was about to say Raw was in Atlanta too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll go straight into the match.
Yeah, get in the match and then I'll give him my thought after the match.
Yeah, I'll do a quick run through where it was a good back and forth match. We had Io and Bailey at ringside with front row tickets, as well as Charlotte having front row tickets to the other side.
They must be giving them away to the wrestlers.
Must be. Well, LA Knight was in the crowd at one stage.
Oh yeah, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but yeah, match was very back and forth. To fast forward into that ending, we had Io and Bailey interfering, and then the match ended in a DQ with Charlotte spearing Bianca by the end of it, and with another failed cashing from Io, and then Asuka getting away in a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
Io, after winning Money in the Bank, has probably been the most heelish she's been, especially with the Shotzi segment the week before.
Yeah.
Is Asuka the fifth or third options these days?
sometimes
Is it coming? That's why I wanted to reserve my comment, Cam, until after you went through the match. I'm not saying they regret putting the title on her, but it's more about Bianca and
Charlotte,
and then you got Damage Control, and Asuka just seems to be in the middle a bit.
like she's like an afterthought kind.
Do you guys agree with that, or is that just me being cynical?
I think we're so used to how dominant Rhea is on Raw and how much he's been shown. We're used to having a dominant champion, but you can tell the difference in depth-wise, especially with SmackDown.
Well, they do say
division.
They do say comparison is a theft of joy, and that's probably a good example there because we are used to how dominant Rhea is, and then we see Asuka kind of in the middle of the Bianca and
even then
almost vulnerable.
Even then, we're seeing more Io over Asuka as well.
Yeah.
So fourth pick of the option.
Could be leading to a multi-win match at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
or star power.
At least a triple threat.
It's a very stacked match.
Yeah, Asuka's Eamon Thompson in the NBA draft.
Yeah, that's what John said last week too. He said that exact same term.
Yeah, I did.
But no, it was a good segment.
Oh, it was great. It was great. And the
It's
fake, the dollar bills.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the dancing dollars. Yeah,
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool too. Yeah, it was enigmatic.
Bit fresh to see the women's on Raw, on SmackDown
yeah.
this week.
It was the main event the night too,
Yeah,
which was
pretty good.
Yeah, because what was it? Episode 5 or 6. We're talking about when was the last time women's
Main event
event
of
of the
a weekly show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, after headlining WrestleMania, I don't think anyone would ever blink an eye again.
No.
Yeah, definitely not. But yeah, it as well. Just to go back to EO, it's nice to see a proper Money in the Bank run for a women holding the title, the briefcase, I should say.
Yeah, because every other briefcase holder for a woman only holder for like a day or 2 days.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up because WWE, I think they woke up to themselves and they're poking fun at themselves because they put on their YouTube shorts a stat about how the women's Money in the Bank doesn't last more than a couple days apart from Carmella.
Yeah, because Carmella was still 287 days. Yeah.
Was that her first one or the second one?
That was the very first one.
The first one when James Ellsworth helped her.
Yeah. So they redid the match the next night.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, either way, Carmella was
James Ellsworth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like him at all.
Yeah.
Either does his chin.
But yeah, we'll go back to the very beginning of the show. We've always, the Brawling Brutes always showing off to rev up the crowd, really. And yeah, they were doing the kickoff matches for the last 4 weeks now, 5 weeks.
Ridge in a bit of trouble?
What is it?
Ridge Holland in a bit of hot water, you think?
I don't think so.
That's another one to the list.
Yeah, that's the third one now, I believe.
Yeah, well, I think he addressed it on Twitter.
Separated shoulder for Elton.
Oh, he's injured. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's injured.
No.
You
Yeah,
make
because everyone was bagging him out like you've injured another wrestler.
John, Cameron, did you guys watch it live? So when they went to the commercial break and they came back and Pretty Deadly had just overtaken the match?
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a bit of an odd cut break, but
yeah, it was an odd cut break. I'm not the only one that picked up on that.
Tyree Bay beat off.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. I think maybe just because Charlotte and Bianca didn't go skip through, they didn't even do a break between that either, I believe.
They went right into it.
No, it was full on start.
But yeah, overall it was a good match. Pretty Deadly got the upper hand, even though they had injuries, but good.
Hopefully it doesn't stall them.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Well, problem is the other Pretty Deadly guy, I forget his name. Not Elton, the other one.
Keith Walters, yeah.
Yeah. Like he's going to be not shown anywhere unless he teams up with Theory somewhere, somehow for time being.
Yeah. But have they disclosed how severe the injury is yet? Have they?
Separated shoulder. I'm not particularly too sure how long that's usually
It'll be a
supposed to
while.
last.
It'll be a while at the worst, yeah.
Have to wait a little bit.
What happened after that?
Yeah, but just to finish that off as
Oh,
well.
sorry.
Kudos for Pretty Deadly transitioning from NXT to the main roster crowd.
Probably the best
Seamless.
call-up so far that have adapted to the main roster
I'd say
crowd.
so.
Yeah, I'd
my
say
opinion,
so.
Yeah, because everyone else that was a free agent has not been seen.
Yeah.
I miss Zion Quinn too.
Yeah,
And I was-
we haven't seen JD since the whole. He had that little talk with Bella about 3 weeks ago.
Backstage.
Yeah, we haven't seen him much
And
either.
before that, it was like 2 weeks before that when he had the match with Ziggler.
Yeah.
It's a shame because I'm sure that's the last time they will bring up NXT on this podcast.
Watch this space.
Dirty boy.
Baron von Corbin.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about that later. All right, let's get through SmackDown and Raw.
Next up was the Zelina Vega and Bayley match.
It's Shankar.
Yeah,
Can you see again?
yeah, that's another injury we have to add to the list too.
Yeah.
Bayley got injured at a house show this week.
Yeah, she was seen walking out, so she was all right. I think that was in Brooklyn or something.
Mm.
So she was all right, but it was a scary moment apparently
It was a leg,
because
it was a
they
leg.
threw up the X, the knee, and they threw up, and the ref threw up the X.
Yeah, but Bayley got a quick win, and we had a little Shotzi teaser of her shaving her whole head.
And there was a wholesome reason as to we found out why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a shout out to her sister that has recently been diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
She's in chemotherapy treatment at the moment.
Yeah, so.
Thoughts and prayers, yeah?
Thoughts and
But
prayers.
I think this is actually a good revamp for Shotzi as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we've seen everything we can with that green hair gimmick.
Yeah.
So she takes a different angle now.
Yeah, it's such a shame though with most NXT call-ups how the NXT crowd will love it, but when they get to the main roster, it just doesn't work out.
It doesn't transition because it's. I still think even way before the revamp and how they gutted the whole NXT, turned into their newer horizon. I still think you have that hardcore crowd that will give all their love.
Yeah.
But not a lot of them transition.
Yeah.
To watch Raw and SmackDown and go to the events like I do with NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a shame, but it is what it is.
She's not the first and she won't be the last.
Definitely.
Hey, like we spoke about before we started this recording, like with Elijah
Dragunov,
and possibly with Bron Breakker. We never know.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like that. I think they want to go with Bron Breakker. That's why they gave that little couple segments on Raw just to get him a feel out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still relatively green.
Yeah. But moving forward, the highlight part of the evening, we had the Jey Uso promo.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a few whats, weren't there?
Yeah.
Whats weren't there? Sounds like an American philanthropist. Whats weren't there? Whats weren't there?
And out came Solo with Paul Heyman. We got Solo on the mic once again.
What did he say? Yeah, or something? Or
No, he actually had
what
a
did he
proper
say?
sentence.
I agree.
I don't forgive you.
Yeah, he said, I'll never forgive you either.
He seems cold, but he's confident.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out promo.
Says what he has to say.
Gets what he says and shuts up.
Exactly like a certain Batista.
Yeah.
Not only that, but the whole handout for the mic, very Tribal Chief-like, isn't it?
Yeah, that was what I noticed as well. That's exactly what Roman does whenever he wants to take the mic from Paul Heyman, that exact same movement with the hand.
Another nod towards our theory of Solo Sikoa.
Yeah, definitely. But we actually got to see Paul Heyman take a hit.
He's so cute when he gets hit. And he's lying on the floor.
You feel bad for him.
He drops like a sack of shit.
What I found funny about the whole thing was the way he tried to crawl in back into the ring with the steel chair. Like he throws the chair in, and just seeing him try to fit under the bottom rope, I don't know why it killed me. It was funny.
But yeah, good promo by Jay. Nice to see a bit of
Very
action.
solid.
Yeah, very, very fired up.
Yeah, I think we should lead to a Solo vs Jay match on SmackDown this week. If they haven't announced it yet, I'm not too sure. I haven't checked.
Almost pay-per-view worthy.
I think it's definitely pay-per-view worthy.
You wish Jimmy was in that position so they could set up for something for Jimmy and Solo at SummerSlam.
I think what's going to happen is Jay will probably ride off Solo, so it's a one-on-one match, no interferences for one.
So that's what I brought up a couple of weeks ago. What were they going to do with Jimmy?
Maybe he has
at SummerSlam?
Maybe he could potentially return by SummerSlam, and like just say if he does do that, then he can have a one-on-one match with Solo. And maybe that's how they ride each other off for the night, so Roman and Jay could be one-on-one.
That could work. The way I'm thinking, like, would probably be more towards how we have the usual Bloodline Sheerhouse interference stuff. Solo will get involved with that and see returning Jimmy. Take out Solo to clear the way for Jay against Roman.
Yeah, that's another way they could probably do it.
I think at the moment we're all expecting some sort of interference.
We know what's going to happen. It's bloodline drama. It happens pretty much all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see what happens from there on. See what happens this week, what's happening. But yeah. But we had the first Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship number one contender match.
Yep.
Where we had AJ Styles, Santos Escobar, Butch, and Sydney's own Grayson Waller.
I need to find a way to get that as my ringtone.
Yeah. Who else is looking forward to the Grayson Waller Rock match at SummerSlam?
I think we all are.
Well, there's that.
Was it like Eric Rowan at the Rock at WrestleMania 32?
Well, you know what's happening in Hollywood at the moment. Bit of funny business in Hollywood. Rock's got a bit of time in his hands. Why doesn't he come down? Why doesn't he come down to Michigan for a bit?
Maybe.
Huh? What's that space, I reckon?
I think they'll save it for the Perth house show.
When that happens,
That's if they ever come down to Australia.
Yeah, that'll be the pre-show to the Perth Glory game.
But yeah, no, it was
a good match.
Decent match. Adds a bit more story depth with AJ and Karrion. Is a plus because we were complaining about Karrion last week.
Is that a SummerSlam match?
I think so.
I'd imagine so. Blow it off.
It has to lead up to it some way somehow. And Crush better get the
Upper hand, yep.
They don't have to throw a stipulation on it. Just have a normal match.
They could add a stipulation because it's one of the big four. Like they should probably try to stack the card as much as possible. But even if they just do a normal one on the match, it wouldn't hurt.
Small note, but just like I know they got whacked in the backstage, but good to see Gallows and Anderson still associated on SmackDown.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I kind of forgot they were drafted there.
Yeah.
So I know they got whacked in the back by Karrion Kross, but good to see them on TV.
So we didn't see them anymore.
Yeah, a bit non-existent at the moment though. I haven't seen them since the tag team turmoil.
Yeah.
I think that's the only match they had on SmackDown.
That's what I remember.
Might be. Unless they had a match against Hit Row or something, maybe.
No, not since AJ first came back for the draft. And that's when AJ came back to SmackDown for the first time.
Yeah.
And I thought, hey, AJ's going to be heel soon, but
no,
they haven't changed that at all. But just to give everyone the result, Santos Escobar got the win after Grayson Waller did his rolling stunner, and then got the splash. I can't even call it a frog splash.
It's just a diving, just a splash.
Yeah.
No glamour to it.
Yeah, unfortunately, but yeah.
What there was going to was that sunset flip powerbomb from Santos Escobar. That was that was something. Yeah, and I think we'll just end the SmackDown thing with LA Knight's promo. What a crowd pop that was!
That's insane. It's insane.
How big are his bloody arms?
Like the guy's in awesome shape.
Alright, that's probably not stupid. I'm not going to call myself stupid as harsh as I am on myself, but I didn't realise when he came out, his arms are huge. His shoulders.
He looks like a star.
Yeah, like
he is a star.
He's always looked after himself very well.
You guys were saying he was too old 4 weeks ago, remember?
Oh, wasn't too old. We were just saying he was old for a wrestler.
Just a late bloom.
No, bro. He's got the company in the palm of his hand at the moment.
He does.
And we're only in July. God help us come WrestleMania 40. That's all I've got to say.
But not only that, can we all agree he's a face now?
Seems like it.
But I feel like he's been a face since WrestleMania weekend when they were chanting his name.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's more official now because that was a face promo to me.
Yeah. What do you think it's been about him? Has it been the cult following? Cult following?
I think with WWE standards, if you're good on the mic, you're popular with the crowd.
It doesn't matter what's made the crowd do it. But what's made the crowd do it? The cult following, the appreciation of him.
Yeah.
How simple it is.
Yeah.
His quote is simple. It's not a drawn out promo.
Yeah.
He's short to the point, but he's got the voice.
Like he's just
he's got the flair.
He does.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
He's got the voice of The Rock.
But this is the best pop I've seen for anyone since days of for Brian.
And you'd think they noticed where a digital exclusive of him whacking Hit Row before the show even aired
gets
got 1.5 million in the first week.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that they've taken their eye to him, started noticing him more. And he's announced his intentions for the US title match.
Yeah. He pretty much called that Austin Theory and said, like he said
in jeoprody.
He said, like, you can call me the GOAT, you can call me whatever you want, but at the end of the day, you'll be calling me champ. Which was a great promo.
And another thing is, you can agree with him is, whose show is it?
Yeah.
LA Knight.
Like, whose game it is.
Yeah, exactly. He's running it.
And even that Let Me Talk to You.
Yeah.
It's caught on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think just everything he does catches on now.
Yeah.
Like it's
he did his little shout about how the internet's going viral for
all his appearances
seen everywhere.
Yeah.
So at least he's recognising the social media side of things as well.
It's glad they're recognising him.
Well, the way he came out was almost like, here I am, I've been presented.
He just came out on the stage, had his promo, and that was it.
Yeah.
I love how he called himself the GOAT. He talks like The Rock. He had the vest like Stone Cold, and he had the Hulkamania colours on his shirt.
I just realised the
colours. He's playing to the crowd.
So he's all infused as the ultimate GOAT.
The love child.
It was actually a pretty good episode this week.
Yeah. Even though there's only, 4 matches in that whole show?
Yeah.
It was all that was needed.
All meaningful.
Yeah. And I think this is what's been happening for the last couple of weeks now.
Promo heavy.
Even then, we were complaining 10 years ago that everything was promo heavy.
Yeah.
But it's just now because of the way Triple H has probably simplified things when it comes to mic work and all that stuff.
It's more about him doing the right thing now.
Yeah.
The right people have been shown on TV.
Yeah.
The right results are happening now. The only thing I can probably question is the AJ Cross stuff, but besides that, I'm not complaining with it at the moment.
I just think with that new title being in, you needed a star up from SmackDown if it was a Raw title.
Yeah.
And Karrion and AJ have history of injuries, so but I think now we're seeing them a bit more on a constant basis. I think we'll be a bit more invested come SummerSlam for them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can call AJ Styles vs. Cross the handicap match. No one got that?
Because of the injuries?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, God, you guys are slow today. That was horrible. Come on.
I'm sorry, it's a 10 years.
But yeah, we'll move on to Raw, where we had another hometown hero kicking off the show with Cody Rhodes.
That was as loud as WrestleMania ever, but it was about 80,000 less people.
Like that.
They let their presence be known.
Yeah.
What was the thing? They have a WrestleMania at the Georgia Dome? Which one?
27.
27.
Yes.
Yeah. But none of that, we even got to see Mama Rhodes.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Cameron, before we get on to that. That's like WCW having a Starcade at Madison Square Garden. It is, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think we've seen someone's mum on TV since Zach Gowen.
I don't think so, yeah.
There's
ended up with Brock Lesnar.
There's actually a viral video that came out a little while ago of Zach Gowen showing his mum that match and his mum live reacting to it, and it was still hard for her.
Gotta watch that.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah. She probably thought her son died that night. But yeah, out came Brock Lesnar, gave Cody the brutal beating. But with a little bit of heel tactics too, with him teasing, coming out and not coming out, and then
Cody rushing with a chair.
Yeah.
And then the chair gets thrown.
That strut into the backstage.
I pointed that out yesterday.
I love the fact that once it went into break, Brock Lesnar continued coming back into the which was, but at least, hey, the match is announced.
So we thought it was going to be the match at Money in the Bank. Oh, sorry. Originally we thought it was going to be the match at Money in the Bank after Night of Champions. And then they pushed, and then we thought we'd get a Brock appearance at
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, and they didn't come. And then Brock appeared last week for the first time. And Cody kind of got one over him, and now Brock gets his. So they're as evenly poised as possible. Don't tell me we're going to get a contract signing next week, are we?
I don't think
it doesn't need to.
I think we'll get a stipulation.
I think they want to put a booze on that.
Did we get one for the second match or no?
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
I think it was just a normal match.
No, it's a straight up match.
Just a normal match.
But didn't we get a contract signing one of their matches?
Oh, I'm talking about stipulation.
Oh, no, I meant contract signing.
We didn't have I don't think there was any contract signing.
No.
I'm thinking there was.
The question is it going to be just a singles match again, or is it going to be...
Sorry, I'm thinking of Brock and Omos, at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah. But are we going to get a stipulation
Steel
or cage
cage
match?
There's a rumour about the Texas Bull Rope match.
When's the last time we've had a men's steel cage match?
Karrion Kross, Drew McIntyre
last
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, honest,
Yeah, that's the last one.
And the last one, and the female was Lita and Bayley, was it?
Becky
Bayley.
Becky Bayley, yeah.
Becky against Bayley. Yeah.
Where the first one was a fail because they ran out of time.
Yes.
For the Bloodline segment.
And then they made up for a couple of weeks later.
Yeah, the week after they did it.
The next match after that would have been the match of the night, in my opinion, which was Gunther vs Matt Riddle for the IC title.
Really good back and forth.
I think it was just a normal match. It was just the only stipulation was that Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci were banned from ringside.
Was it?
Was it not?
I thought they just weren't
I
at
thought
all.
it was 3 title matches that night.
No, it was just
No, I see.
Gunther versus Riddle was just a non-title.
Yeah, non-title. Just
Okay.
I think we know now why in the post segment when Gunther challenged Drew, called him out.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, he held his own on the mic. He's not known for his mic skills, but Gunther was really good on the mic.
Very solid.
Controlled the crowd.
Yeah.
Playing to their doing.
Not bad. It's also to see someone could do chops to the chest with their feet.
Yeah. Well, what are we now, Cam? Is he a month and a bit away from Honky Tonk's record?
He was just over 400 days before the show.
So he's another 40 days or so.
About 54 days.
Okay, so this is the thing now. There's a couple of questions here. Forget about the record for a second. Is McIntyre the one to take it off him? Or should McIntyre be the one to take it off him?
Well, this is his biggest challenge yet. And it's always been that case where when they're about to beat the record, it's always the biggest challenge before the record's broken.
That they usually do beat the record.
Yeah.
If they get that close.
Yeah. So the last one was Usos when they versus New Day.
Yep.
To beat their record.
Yep.
If you guys remember that.
I remember
that saga with New Day Usos. That was amazing.
Yeah. So...
Do you think we tend to go down a false road here? Or, a false sense of belief? We have Roman setting all these records every month or so. We think, okay, this is a stock standard now. Everyone's going to break a record. If they bring it up, they're probably going to swerve us.
Yeah.
And have Drew beat him.
I don't know.
It's very possible because Drew, if there's one that's believable, like we spoke last week,
It is Drew.
Yeah.
He is.
I feel every record's meant to be broken sooner or later, except for the ridiculous ones like Bruno Sammartino.
Oh, those ones will never be touched because in this day and age you can't do. You
But
can't
at
have
this
a
moment, I think it is time for someone to beat Honky Tonk's record.
Yeah.
It's due time. They haven't really had long intercontinental title reigns since. Who was been the last one? Does Shinsuke count, even though he never defended it?
Well, did he hold it that long?
Technically, yeah, he would be.
He held it for like 8 months without defending it.
Other than
Makes
that,
Roman look good.
Other than that, how far would you have to go back? The lengthy IC reign?
Probably Randy Orton in 04.
Yeah, before he won the world title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was probably the last long IC title reign I could think of where...
Dropped it to Edge at Vengeance.
Yep, where he actually defended the title a lot.
Or maybe even Miz on SmackDown. Maybe.
Yeah, and the Miz on SmackDown.
That's a good one.
But then again, he did drop and win the title with Ziggler.
Yeah, he hot-potatoed it for a bit.
Yeah.
Ziggler and Luke Harper hot-potatoed it in 2014.
Yeah.
I think the closest to a mid-card title run was probably Dean Ambrose back in the Shield.
Yeah, even then they were complaining he never defended it.
He just held the title, never defended it. Yeah.
So for someone that's been regularly defending it on Raw more than anything else, or SmackDown, it's probably one of the best title runs for mid-card in over 10 years.
And I think on the other side, on SmackDown, Theory is pretty lengthy at the moment.
Yeah, he's held...
I think 7 months now.
Yeah, I think that might be coming to an end though.
Yeah, I think he's held the title for about 200 days now, give or take, maybe a bit more.
I think he's just over 300 days himself.
When he beat Rollins.
The triple threat with Bobby Lashley, which was...
Yeah, that was...
It wasn't Extreme Rules.
It was November. It was November last year.
Could it be Survivor Series that he won?
Yes, it was Survivor Series. So he's pushing 8 years, he's pushing 8 months now.
Yeah. So he's close, he's over 200 days guaranteed. But
I think his path's a bit more clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on to the next segment, which was the backstage segment with Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, with Rhea Ripley interfering and pretty much costing Raquel and Liv their first title defense.
Once again,
Did you see it coming?
I didn't see the...
I didn't expect them to lose this.
another hot potatoes with these segment with the women's tag titles.
Yeah.
I sat here for a few weeks, around a month and a bit ago, and said that Chelsea was going somewhere.
She has.
Well, I didn't expect it like that, but
Yeah.
how long will those girls have the titles for?
Even
Probably
2 weeks.
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
since last...
When was the pay-per-view?
Money in the Bank.
2 weeks and a day.
What's
Yeah.
going on?
I think it's just to bring more depth for Raquel versus Rhea. That's going to happen
that's-
sooner or later.
Even Liv, as we'll go into the main event,
Yeah.
Liv showed a bit of spark.
Yeah.
I will say, in the match, Liv did look very strong, took 3 finishes to put it down.
Yeah,
She showed a lot of heart and grit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's similar to when she first lost the title back to Rousey.
Yeah.
She was on that streak where she just kept getting beaten up.
Because what ended up knocking her was those unprettiest, wasn't it?
Yeah.
From Chelsea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was the knee to the face from Sonya Deville.
Rhea headbutted her pretty hard.
Yeah.
That looked believable.
Yeah, that's equivalent to Drew's
Let's go
Kiss.
You think Cameron was a bit of, not so much sliding doors, but there was a bit of one way to get off the other. They weren't sure what was going to happen with Ronda and Shane, especially with Ronda.
Possibly.
Maybe.
And they always wanted to get the belt to Chelsea, and
Yeah.
Sonya
Well,
They
Deville.
kind of like fast-tracked it.
it was a pretty heartfelt Instagram post that they did. They were waiting 8 years for that photo with Triple H to win their very first titles.
Yeah.
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 So, I'm not mad. I'm glad Sonya and Chelsea are getting their spotlight now.
Especially Sonya because she's been with the company for
Yeah.
quite some time, and she's never won anything.
She's always been left in the dark a bit.
Yeah, she was
with the whole Mandy Rose stuff.
Yeah.
What was her name before? Did she have another name?
No,
she was always Sonya Deville.
always Sonya Deville.
Yeah,
and like she spent like the last couple of years just putting other women over, so she finally gets a moment, which it's good.
Yeah. Not only that, we can also include her being a authority figure as well.
Stranger.
And that didn't work out for her either.
Where is Adam Pearce these days?
No, we still see.
He was there when they attacked
I feel like we don't see him as much anymore.
We still get to the point where it was entertaining.
We said this a few episodes ago as well. Where is Adam Pearce? Like, we see him interfering in the segments where there's fights where they need to get security and executives to interfere.
And he's always on the phone to someone, it seems, a higher up. Do we just presume it's Triple H, even though he doesn't say Triple H?
We'd have to assume it is.
Yeah.
Either that or Endeavour Sports.
Yeah.
The network executive.
Yeah. But we'll move forward from that.
Well, we'll say just quickly, Chelsea's another one has been handled pretty well since she's come into the company.
Yeah.
They've taken her time with her over the last 4 months.
Yeah. Especially with her initial run. I think they pushed her to the main roster too fast.
Giving her a bit of personality with this Karen gimmick.
It's done wonders for
now
her.
she's got the muscle with Sonya.
Yeah. I think she's gone away from that Karen gimmick a little bit too now.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah, she's let her in ring.
Even then, she was doing really well with it.
Even then, the matches that they have, and they're looking pretty
fluid.
Serious.
They're pretty fluid, and they look good together.
Like they're actually a tag team that looks good together for the women's division.
And it's one of those random tag teams that actually worked out.
One of the very, very few.
Yeah. But moving next up, we had what's it called? The Viking
rules match.
Viking rules match. That was
pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie, that was entertaining. That was very, very entertaining.
Props to Maxine.
Yeah. And not only that, even getting the girls involved, even though they weren't in the match.
And then the Vikings get a win.
Yeah, they finally got a win.
What's been going on?
They're undefeated in that Vikings match.
Yep, 1-0.
The Street Profits.
Was it Street Profits or New Day?
Oh, they had those Viking challenges with Street Profits.
That's it. So it's a nice touch.
Good table spot.
Yeah.
Maxine took it like a champ. Valhalla looked like a monster.
No.
How about the Otis catch it to fall away slam?
Oh, that was cool.
He looked unstoppable in that little minute and a half there.
That's the best Otis performance ever.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, when Maxine
got like that, like a champion.
Yeah, like when Maxine got put through the table, the facial expressions he pulled, and he realised what had happened, and he just went insane.
Yeah, but overall, that match was pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah,
I think this whole storyline has got into pay-per-view worthy.
How about the crowd again? Like the crowd again.
They were hot.
I love all 3 of them. It's not just either Chad or Otis or Maxine.
All of them are getting love from the fans.
They're all getting their flowers from the crowd.
Yeah,
it was a massive reaction to Otis again.
Like that was one of those matches you would think would have no right to be as good as it was.
And that was about their Otis' best performance.
Yeah.
Working with the big guys.
It's starting to come about. There are no non-mattering matches anymore, especially on Raw.
Yeah, like everything has a purpose.
Well, that's what I've been saying. You don't need to always have everything blow off at a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
This right here is a perfect example of carrying the show in the mid-card.
That's it.
Not even that, even I've been saying that they need to do more house rivalries.
Yeah.
And it's working out.
Build it up. And then they become fluid. You can put them eventually on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Well, that's how the most successful era. I mean, people call it that's how the Attitude Era worked.
Yeah.
It was WCW were doing the same thing at the time too.
Even Ruthless Aggression to an extent as well.
Yeah.
Like, especially with the Cruiserweight division, they always had show rivalries and they weren't really defending it on pay-per-views, really.
I think the talent's there now to be able to carry a 3-hour show.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, next up we had the 10-second match of Shayna Baszler and Nikki Cross.
Oh, man. Good night. That was a good night one.
Yeah, but at least now I think it's more certain that Ronda is the heel in this now.
They've switched again.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Well, the crowd's helping them switch again, but that was probably Ronda's best mic work in a very long time.
Probably her best mic work
since WWE.
In WWE in general.
She looked like a champion.
Yeah.
And then Shayna held herself on the mic.
Yeah, and the crowd was popping when she went to go into the crowd. Yeah.
So that was like that little segment there was not the match itself, but the post-match promo between Baszler and Rousey was done really well.
You think they'll give it their all at SummerSlam?
Oh, you could.
They'll go hard.
Maybe you can tell like they're going to go at each other straight away.
That'll be something
it's going to be
forward to at SummerSlam.
I'm hoping it's going to be a decent 15-minute match at least.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Rousey's ever had a 15-minute match, to be honest.
No.
Not, and you don't include the
match.
I know
tag match.
I know Shayna can hold herself for 20 minutes.
Yeah, easily.
Is it going to be Ronda's farewell match?
I'd imagine probably.
Leaning towards it.
Yeah. Considering what's been going, the rumours been going around about her contract, I'd say it probably is.
Yeah. And yeah, we move on from there. We had Shinsuke versus Bronson Reed once again. Looks like a potential heel turn for Shinsuke after that result with the
Bit more edge to him.
Yeah,
I don't think as much as a heel turn as much. I think it's just him, like Archie just said, having a bit of edge to his character because he said because like just a bit of a recap. He looked like he was about to defeat Bronson Reed, but then Tommaso Ciampa got involved.
He didn't look like he was going to beat Bronson. He was on the floor when Ciampa interfered.
Like according to Shinsuke, he was gonna beat Bronson Reed, but either way,
With what, R2 circumventing the possum pin?
yeah, probably so. But yeah, Tommaso Ciampa interfered. He attacked Bronson Reed to cause a disqualification, and then that led to Nakamura kicking Ciampa in the face. And then after the match, he was interviewed by Byron Saxton backstage, and Saxton asked Nakamura what was that about, and then he, with his accent, he said, "I'm tired of everybody getting involved in my business." So I think it's just like adding a bit of depth to his character. He's sick of people jumping in for him. He believes he can beat people himself.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the way. I think it's just the way it is.
Yeah, see what happens. But, yeah, plenty more to come forward with Shinsuke and Bronson and Ciampa.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen Gargano and The Way.
Yeah. And we still have to finish off Ciampa versus The Miz.
Yeah, so much storytelling that
There's a lot for them to work with.
There's something funny, like towards the end of that segment, after Shinsuke hit Ciampa, Bronson Reed was at the top of the ramp with his arms up, and then Shinsuke's music started playing after he hit Ciampa.
There's a bit of foreshadowing there. Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Because I noticed, I was like, why is Shinsuke's music playing when Bronson Reed's still on the ramp with his arms up?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Has Bronson had a one-on-one pay-per-view match?
I don't.
Who was the first feud with? Was it Bobby Lashley?
Well, since he moved to Raw,
When he got mixed into the US title picture.
Yes. So it would have been with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, they were having those great matches where they had to be separated because they were brawling too much. Yeah, that was probably.
But he hasn't had a one-on-one match. He had a triple threat with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, but it was in the Elimination Chamber as well.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
So yeah, he hasn't had many pay-per-views, but it's about to happen soon.
Hopefully, we see it at SummerSlam. He gets a one-on-one match.
Yeah.
Just see him take his time. Let them build him slowly.
Yeah.
Don't have to be an absolute monster, even though he's being booked as it. Just let him slowly be built up to unbeatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, we're moving to the main event of the evening, which was a tag team title match for Sammy KO versus Judgment Day.
For the Undisputed, both titles were on the line.
Yeah, both titles.
KO his anger got the better of himself in the promo before it.
Yeah.
Kind of put them in the corner.
Yeah, but it looks like how we were saying, back in like episode 4 or 5, where we were saying that maybe this is leading to KO turning on Sammy. I don't think it's happening anytime soon.
I think they're embracing his anger issues.
They're using the anger issues to their advantage.
Yeah. I think they're turning it into like a comedy segment now.
Yeah.
But still, KO's the believable one who could pull that off, be comedic, but still have that fighting edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who was in Judgment Day? Was it Priest and
Dirty Dom?
Yeah. But yeah, just to do the quick wrap up of the result, we had Liv Morgan interfere and take out Rhea Ripley.
Take out the muscle.
And even before the match, Seth Rollins came in. He came in through the crowd, jumped through the ring.
You know what? Out of Finn.
Yeah, chased him up backstage because they did have there was the little segment earlier in the show when Seth was doing the promo with Byron Saxton and Finn cut him off, and it led to Finn attacking him. Yeah, very intense. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's leading towards Finn winning.
Yeah. But is it me? But is every Sammy KO tag team match ending the exact same way where he's about to get to the hell of a kick, and then in the middle of nowhere, KO gets the sun on the other
You
part.
just saw like Damien just waiting for Sammy to get set up on the outside, so he can just run in and stop it.
Yeah.
It's been the same finish every time they have a tag match now. It's kind of getting too repetitive.
Stale.
Yeah.
But the crowd,
again, very, very hot.
dare I say, better than that 6-man tag about a month or two ago.
Yeah, I'd say it was.
That was almost Attitude Era-esque.
Yeah, and the way it's looking, looks like Judgment Day is going to have something with them coming up. So we've got Rhea with the Women's Championship. We've got Damien with the Money in the Bank.
Senor Money in the Bank.
Finn could possibly win the World Heavyweight
I
title.
think that's...
And then we had a NXT spoiler after this.
So what happened, Cameron?
We've got a new NXT North American champion, don't we?
Yes, we do. Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom beat Wesley for the North American title.
A lot of interference.
Yeah.
Polarizing decision. You either loved it or you hated it. Depends if you're an NXT diehard.
Mm-hmm.
But the crowd responded.
Yeah.
And it's, dare I say, shocking.
Yeah, it was definitely a shock.
Nobody expected a WWE main roster to come down to NXT and win like that.
Well, same thing happened with
Ziggler.
Ziggler,
Yeah. But not even that, it was their mid-card title, the North American Championship.
Yeah.
So
It was just a bit of a shock more than anything.
Yeah.
Does it diminish it that someone from the main roster can come down? I know we've had this discussion before, but
Not
does
to
it
me.
diminish it?
Not to me, just because main roster is considered the big leagues compared to NXT.
yeah.
So it's showing that like Domi's main event ready, but not main event, but main roster ready. But he's too good for NXT at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it like that.
Dare I say, in kayfabe, a bit of a jackass move
Yeah.
for Dom to be going down to NXT, pick on the young guy and take his title like
Yeah,
that.
it definitely plays into his
Plays
character.
into his character because remember the other week on Raw when he had the match with Akira Tozawa,
Right.
he told Adam Pearce, I want to have a match with somebody who's more of my caliber. And then Rhea Ripley whispered into his ear, which we'd have to assume, that guy's Akira Tozawa. So that's definitely his character.
Yeah. But not only that, there's also the issue of what's it called? With Solo winning the NXT North American title
And getting stripped of it.
and getting stripped of it. It's
Well,
the same thing
that's
that
what was
happened
brought
with
up today. Yeah, that's what was brought up today. Do we suspect Dominic will be stripped of it?
Or will it be balancing both main roster and NXT duties?
That's what I was alluding to. Maybe he does both shows if they choose not to strip him off that title.
On 98, if Judgment Day do split up at SummerSlam, does Dom stay in NXT?
No, I don't think he says anything.
Bit of wishful thinking here. Do you think it's a way to call Wesley up to the main roster and have him beat Dom on a pay-per-view for it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Could go that way.
Because a way to call
Even
him
then,
up?
we've never really had a NXT title match on a main roster pay-per-view yet.
No.
We've only had on
Raw, Ziggler and
Breaker.
Bron Breakker.
Wasn't it a Mania
And
36?
we also had Adam Cole versus Daniel Bryan when
Yes.
the
Yeah.
NXT invasion happened.
And the unification for the women's tag titles.
But then
2 months ago.
didn't Charlotte challenge Rhea Ripley for the NXT title a couple of years back after?
Oh yeah, true that.
At Mania?
Yes, that was the NXT Women's title.
It was on Mania, but they did a lot of the advertising on NXT for it.
NXT.
That's where Charlotte went down to NXT for a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's when EO rose to fame there.
Yep.
But yeah, no, overall, this week has been,
Entertaining.
Action packed.
Yeah.
yeah, it's probably one of the best weeks so far in the Triple H era.
Raw was a lot more watchable this week than it was last week.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it is getting like
A bit
that
less
each week.
fluff.
Yeah, this week's Raw was very, very strong.
Always the hardest times are those 2 weeks after a pay-per-view and 3 weeks
Before the next
before a pay-per-view.
I mean,
Yeah.
for a
It seems,
big
to be, it seems to
pay-per-view.
be an ongoing recurrence where the first 2 weeks after a pay-per-view
But we just want to get there.
has been a bit dead.
Just
but-
holding.
Because like, they're just trying to see how they want to build up for the next show.
Well, the pay-per-views aren't 4 weeks apart anymore.
No.
Sometimes they can be up to 5 or 6 weeks.
Well, how long was it between pay-per-views from War Games last year to Royal Rumble? It was 2 months.
Night of Champions and Money in the Bank. And then Money in the Bank was when?
Start of June. Wasn't it? Start of June, sorry?
Yeah, in all fairness,
June or
with,
July?
2 weeks.
Oh, start of July, sorry.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, in all fairness, with the whole War Games to Rumble, they cancelled a lot of the shows.
Yeah. Because they wanted to focus a lot for Royal Rumble, and as we obviously saw 6 months ago, it was a huge show.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I won't decide on the questioning, but who wants to do the question of the day today?
Anthony, I think you do.
Instead of a question, I have a bit of a dad joke to tell everybody. Mostly joke.
Cut.
No, I'll have to sit this one through. Sorry, everyone. Do you have a fear of speed bumps?
Okay.
No.
It's something I'm getting over.
Okay, on a serious note, what's the question for today, boys?
I'll spearhead this one. Boys, I'll be asking you, what is your favourite SummerSlam match / moment of all time? So it could be one or the other.
One or the other?
Yeah.
Match or moment? Maybe even both.
I don't know. I
Who
think
wants to start?
I'll start with my favourite moment.
Yep.
John Cena getting squashed for 15 minutes against Brock Lesnar.
So is it match or moment or match and moment?
One or the other. Take your pick. Cam, so your one was John Cena
Getting squashed.
getting squashed for 15 minutes.
we never thought we'd ever see something
The
like
start
that.
of 100 overall. Lesnar.
Yeah.
110.
I think mine would be... I had a period where I wasn't watching wrestling as often, so you've noticed most of mine have been more modern. SummerSlam 2016, John Cena, AJ Styles. Started that short but fucking amazing rivalry between them, especially what came out Royal Rumble. That match at SummerSlam between them was amazing.
One of the dream matches we thought we'd never get.
Yeah. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Joe?
Match, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, SummerSlam 02. Can't go
Excellent.
past that. Can't go past that.
For people that can't see this,
Can't go past that.
Archie is spewing right now.
Oh, that's okay.
But why'd you cut to me? You should have gone
I was
first.
prepared. John, do you have a pick?
Yeah, I've got... Well, this one was a bit of like a pit... Well, it was a very, very big piss take.
Yeah.
It was SummerSlam 2005. Shawn Michaels just taking the absolute mickey out of Hulk Hogan.
Oh, no.
It's something that lives in my head rent free. Just the whole build up to the match.
Hey, it proves that Sean's the greatest seller in the company.
Even better than The Rock.
Yeah.
Or Shane O'Mac.
Yeah. Archie, how about yourself?
I'm going to go back to the Attitude Era here. My favourite moment / match, Madison Square Garden, 1998. Stone Cold. I can finally do this.
Jesus Christ!
Fucking hell, Joe.
I'm sorry to worry.
This feels like Shisha Manushi here now.
Yeah, the poison fist on the Pacific Rip Joint.
I got that
That's
reference.
Return of the Pink Eye returns.
For people that know, we're actually filming in a different location where we're actually at my place in a room that we're going to call the hot box now. And now it's definitely a hot box after that one.
That was a hot take. Thank God you're wearing underwear I got.
Joe with his own pipe bomb.
A pipe bomb to rival CM Punk.
Sorry.
You were saying,
The
Archie?
Madison Square Garden, you were saying?
I go back to the Attitude Era, 1998. Madison Square Garden, Stone Cold versus The Undertaker. Undertaker, my favourite of all time. Stone Cold, the hottest at the time. Ultimate match, babyface versus babyface. It works so well with the Madison Square Garden crowd. I think that was pretty much the time where I would have realised if I was watching it live that WCW were pretty much done for. That was my pick.
Great to rub it in, eh, Joe?
Hey, yeah. Well, after what just happened, I don't blame him.
Oh my god. Alrighty. But yeah, I think that wraps up the end of tonight.
Something gets wrapped up.
We have to cut this short after that performance.
Well, live, pal.
Besides that, any final thoughts for this past week, guys? Or
constantly entertaining.
Yes.
All round. Even NXT today. It's good to see the main shows that it aired. Just keep you interested every week.
Yeah. I think we've got to start watching NXT now and start reviewing that now.
I love it. Yeah. Especially with Baron Corbin's repackaging again.
Yeah. Well, he's gone on, he's wearing a hoodie, he's got a tiki torch or something going on.
Yeah, and it was just him. He was the man in the hoodie.
It was me, Corbin.
It was him the whole time.
I'm actually just curious to know, how does Baron Corbin be in the United States this week, and then on the weekends he's playing NRL for West Tigers?
I don't think anybody...
Clemmer.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the clip dog.
Before we get off the air, Archie, I think you were telling me before you had a theory about Dominic Mysterio.
Not particularly Dominic Mysterio. More about, I think Anthony and Joe hinted at it with the Finn Balor segments. I think we're going to see Finn win, but I think his title reign is going to be shorter than his first reign when he won the Universal Championship.
You're thinking the Senor?
Yeah, I'm thinking the Senor.
Yeah, that was my pick as well for last week.
I know we'll get into our predictions next week, but I couldn't really hold that.
Yeah, thank you for answering that one for me. But yeah, next week will be the last recap before SummerSlam.
Yep.
We'll do our predictions, and we'll try to get an update of the scores next week too, before I forget.
No worries.
Thank you.
No worries. You have a good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Shall wait. Joe.
We forgot. Joe, you got to do the honours.
Buy me new underwear.
Buy him new. Archie needs new underwear, so like, subscribe, report, damage, control, Oscar, Yuska, Miska, Mushka, Mickey Mouse.
Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye, Butters.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.